Hello and welcome to another replay analysis. This one is actually 7.27c. This one's from Windows Phone User. He's going to be the Mars. I believe he's the Offlane. Kind of weird considering the draft that they had. We're going to see an LC1, Ember 2, Mars 3, Marana 4, and a Puck 5. So not the most conventional builds. This is, I believe it's Archon. Archon High Crusader, something like that. It's going up against, obviously, hang on, let's just see where the lanes are going to go. Faceless IO 1-5, Wind Ranger 2, Sand King 3, I believe, and a Silencer 4, who's like literally wrapping around to the ends of the earth to make sure that he gets that. Okay, but seeing as Windows Phone User, which by the way, I think you should upgrade your phone and your name, boom, shots fired, is actually the Monday Night Messiah here. Let's see if he can live up to his name. I'm not sure if this game was played on Monday, but I feel like if not, you're gonna have a hard time, right? That's your strength. Oh, the arrow is completely off the mark, and you don't even get the rune. That is a fail. Okay, first things first. Hang on. Let me just free cam it, because right now what you want to do, instead of like playing around it, if you stand here and you're a big body, you're a big boy, you make it very difficult for them to click on the rune, because what they will do at times, they will actually right-click you instead. Okay, so standing on it and then just literally right-clicking it. And second thing is that you need to actually get your hotkeys. Sorry, the options. What is it? Where is this? Hang on. Where is this? Basically, there's a button. I can't find it. By the way, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of your laning, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, there's an option in here. Basically, when you hold down the right-click button, it will just mass spam it. So you don't have to right-click it like crazy. But literally, you stand on top of it, and then you put the right-click, and you just literally center on yourself. You don't need to hit anybody else, because you need to focus on making sure that you get that rune. Okay? That will up your bounty rune intake. Yes, you will get more runes if you do that. So, please make sure you do that. Alright, now where are we? Okay, so you're rocking it already. You've got 6 last hits. I don't like the fact that you're just kind of auto-attacking it, because that will push the lane. Marana here. Okay, so I was so busy in the options that I didn't actually click on any of the heroes, or I wasn't seeing what you did. Did you, and I'm asking you this, did you click on these heroes to see the items that they have? Right? Because, what sort of intel do you get? You get the fact that he's got 3 tangos, he's got the Quelling Blade, right? Pretty standard stuff. But the IO has a headdress and tangos, right? So you need to know exactly how much regen this IO has. And when you're focusing on them, between the two, you need to ensure that you're focusing on the IO. As an IO player myself, that is the way you counter this hero, okay? Because if you focus on this guy, he'll just heal in the background and he'll be almost untouched, right? So pro tip, especially when you're laning, because again, what happens is that if you've got the heals, sorry, it's a perfect time for a pause. But basically, if you're focusing on the Faceless Void, the IO just, eats a tango and he gets double the value, right? That's how this tether thing works, right? Hang on, let me just see. Okay, it's break tether. But basically, you get massive amounts of heal. And so you need to focus from the source. So this is like World of Warcraft, any sort of MMO style play, right? If you kill the healers, you win the game, right? You don't have to kill the assassins. You don't need to kill the tank. Like, if you focus those guys, generally speaking, you will not win. So I hope you played an MMO, and I hope I didn't just put myself as like a boomer because of the fact that I've played other games. But when you're playing, you know what I mean, like that style, right, you must kill the healers first. So Dota still applies to that. And the fact that he's got the heals, you need to ensure that you're focusing on the IO and not really worrying about the Faceless Void. Plus, Faceless Void has that way where he can just time walk away. So there's like even more reason to not even focus this Faceless Void. Yes, and this is actually the power of the IO, right? Okay, now we really don't have time for the pauses. Okay, in the beginning it was okay, but all right, here we go. Nice spear there. Nice little, I don't know if the arrow actually connected, but that's the right one. You don't need to go. Oh, okay. A little bit more damage. Good, but you're a little low yourself, so you do need to be a little bit careful here. And you've been pulled a tango. You've eaten that. All right, that's fine. Again. Oh, the arrow. Okay, the spear. Excuse me. Again, spear needs to. You need to focus on that IO. 100%. He is the guy that needs to die. He or she. Sorry, it's a ball of light. I don't know what gender it is. It doesn't really matter. But for the sake of my discussion here, I'm gonna call it he, she, whatever. Okay. We're living in 2020. We don't need to box people up. Okay. Nonetheless, Prosperity here. Also, by the way, what server is this? Just so that I'm clear. Is it NA? I believe it's NA. Oh, the career. Nice little leap there, ensuring you get it. And the leap on out. The easy, making it look easy. Boom. See what I did there? All right. So Monday Night Messiah. A couple more last hits. You're kind of rocking it. You're kind of rocking it, which is good. 22 and 5. I don't know why none of those creeps. Oh. I don't know why those creeps weren't aggroing on them. IO's completely gone out. Okay, Southeast Asia. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, friend. I forgot you're on the server. Just because I don't see enough toxicity right now. I don't see that in all chat right now, or pauses and, you know, random trash talking like I'm used to on this server. But okay, so you're still killing it. Still doing well. More last hits here. Earn up on Marana. Hang on, let me click on Marana. Okay, yeah, I figured as much. No boots or anything like that. I prefer the speed. Are you going to take the shared one? Do you even know you have the shared one? Probably not, because you're so focused on last hits. Again, just being an Asian dad, I'm just micromanaging you. Oh, you do see it now. Good. Action's going on, and of course, the first 5 minutes, Marana made her way there. IO's completely nowhere in sight. I don't know where IO went. But IO is leaving the faces. Okay, as an IO player, you need to be more in lane more than anything else, because once you're tethered on the guy, it is absolutely sick. Hang on, like I don't know if I can see this. Doesn't actually show the exact healing that's gonna happen. But the amount of heal, even when he's not even using it in Tango, is constantly there. Because the IO has his own innate regen. Plus it's being tethered on, right? So like, he's almost constantly full. So he could be super aggressive if he wanted to. And that's the power of IO in lane. Is that this IO has gotten really easy to play. Things are very different from old IO. Okay. You've got brown boots here. You're going to get Phazon up next. Have you been spamming this? I don't think you have been, right? I understand. What is a spear? Spear's 120 mana, so almost every time this is off cooldown, you should be looking to do some sort of harass on IO if you can find him, if not Faceless Void, just so that you kind of scare him away. And the fact that this is free, right? Yes, you have to balance the fact that you sacrifice a little bit of health for doing this, but I feel like you're not using this enough. Right, Soul Ring is off cooldown. Okay, let's look to get a spear in here and there. You should probably Tango up as well, because if you're at full life, you have more reason to use the Soul Ring. Bought in the creeps, but the catapult was there. Okay, so here's the time. You get like why would you buy the Soul Ring this early if you're not going to use it to spam out? Like, you burn it, use it, spear it, and then combo in with the arrow. And that's a potential kill. So, like, this is wasted opportunity for you. Okay? I don't mean to give advice to somebody, you know, who's self-proclaimed the Messiah, but I feel like there's some... You're right, but the thing is that... Okay, you... We'll do some... We'll talk about the Soul Ring a little bit later. Let's do some testing later. Okay, so you spear, but no connection. Oh, it might have connected. But... We'll talk about the Soul Ring later. So, it's kind of one of those things where... Alright, we'll talk about the Soul Ring later. Okay. Anyways, focus on the IO. I think that's the biggest thing. Level 4 here, very low. Obviously, you're level 5. Okay. So, the Faceless Void. Like, there's really no reason to get this if you're not going to use it. Oh, the spear connects there. Nice. Nice kill. Nice kill. And that's actually without even the arrow to back you up. But... even in a case like that, you should let your... Like, again, I don't know if you're, you know, on Discord or whatever, talking outside of this. But if you can be like, hey, anytime I spear... Well, to be honest, at a high level, you really don't need to tell your lane partner or the Murano that every time you spear, they should arrow on top of that. They should just know this is how the lane would work, okay? But there are times that, especially in a pub, where they're not expecting it, right? So you can be like, hey, heads up, anytime I spear, you need to go. Like, you need to make sure that your guys are aligned, right? It's kind of like playing pickup basketball in the sense that, like, hey, sometimes you need to talk to the guy, right? It'll really help you in terms of just playing better. And again, you're doing really well. So I feel like laning is not an issue that you have. I think mechanically you're doing fine, 49-15. And to be honest, going up against the Phases Void and Io, I did not expect you guys to be tops. Because that's a pretty rough lane. But I don't know if this is more of your skill versus their skill, right? I feel like the Io kind of, not to demean you, right? But I feel like the Io wasn't really playing Io the way Io should be played. I said Io a lot. Io is just funny to say. But, okay, you've decided to go Blink. I'm not a huge fan of this. Okay? And the reason for why I don't like Blink first for you is because you have Puck, you got LC. Hang on, let me see what LC's got. LC's going Blink as well, right? So in terms of initiation, you don't really need to be the guy, right? Because literally what can happen is that you start the fight. Oh, he's got Chrono if he wants to go. You don't have the mana for... You might have it with the Soul Ring. Arrow's going to completely miss. Can't be shooting arrows like that blind. You need to ensure that you secure that one. And one thing with the Mirana, though, is that she hasn't been able to... You can pop off some arrows and just get some creeps. Like, you can kill the big ones. That will really help you. But, okay, back to what I was saying. Sorry, all these tangents, right? I'm just seeing a lot of things happening at once. But the Mars for you, if you know that you have an initiator like the LC who's going to be going Blink on first, then actually what you could have done is gone a utility item like a Vlad's. I know that's super popular. Maybe a Crimson. Faceless Void, Wind Ranger, obviously would have done really, really well against those two. And it just keeps you in the lane. Once you're so tanky that Faceless Void can't do shit to you, like, you will just completely dominate this lane. That will help you out way better. Which is fine. But, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the guides. I like guides because I think they're great starting points. But, like, this is exactly... Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Right? You get the Vlads, and you have the lifesteal, right? A lot of your guys are right-clickers. I mean, Ember can be built that way. The Remnant on forward does catch him out, and he tethers them away. They do have a DD if they want to go on this. You're looking to run this. You got Moonlight. You got a nice little slow. Okay, so fine. Fine. But yeah, I think that you need to kind of... No, I don't think that you suck. I think that, like, 66 and you got what? I think you're tops in terms of the net worth. Right? So, which is best? Because I think that when I saw the medals going into this game, you were definitely the highest. Right? And as the highest, you need to ensure that you take over these games by being the greediest guy on the team. Okay? And how you do this is that it's... Yes, net worth is one thing, but the Blink is not what your team needed. What your team, and you'll do this even when, like, when you're playing in other games as well, right? This gives you 0 stats, right? So this 2,250 gold, if you're buying utility item, if you got a Crimson, if you got, you know, AC or what, I mean, that's a ways away. But if you have other stats like a Hood or whatever, it will give you more stats to fight in lane, and you can further snowball. Okay, way more value than this item, which you literally blink and forward, but you're literally the same guy. Like, your stats aren't better, you're not tankier, you don't do more damage. All of these things affect you because that you've decided to go blink first. Okay, even with a team without initiators, when you're snowballing this hard, you need to make sure that you own this advantage that you have. And with those advantage, you get the smaller items. Like, even drums, like, if you want it to be like a carry Mars style, like, if you wanted to fight, like, I would have even, like, think that's way better. Because the +4 stats that you're getting from the drums, it's overall better for you. I'm not saying that it's the best. I think Vlad's is probably the way to go because you still need utility. But you're by yourself and fighting this Io, who, to be honest, this Io is not good. Like, if there's any sort of fight going on as Io needs to be there healing people. He should not be concentrating on farm. I don't know what this IO's doing, to be honest. IO... Hang on. Okay, we need to actually see this fight. I think that there's a lot going on. Ember's been caught out by himself. So 2 things there. This was a fight where if you had Vlad's, if you're bringing it in, and that was a pretty massive team fight. And for the amount of time that I talked, yes, I've been talking the entire time, but for the past 30 seconds, you could have TP'd on in there. That was really close to the outpost. Yeah, it would have been a 6-second outpost or TP or whatever, but you needed to be in that fight. You really could have turned that fight with your arena, excuse me, and all of the fact that you had stats. All right, you're going up on him. You could blink for it. Okay, good. But yeah, you don't, like, if you had, now he's going to try to relocate out of this. It's funny that he's, like, literally standing still, but he'll just be back at full life. It's perfect time for Wayne. But again, if you had stats, man, you probably could have killed him. Right? You need to be careful. The spear on in, you waited too long. Way too deep. Way too deep. Right? The 12 seconds is enough time for him to call in reinforcements. Because this IO literally is in the fountain being praying. Dream Coil here, Sandstorm. Do they have vision? They do have a silence, but no okay, there we go. The sentry, I was going to say. But if you see a Sand King on the enemy team, you also need to carry dust. Yes, I understand that you're in the top lane or whatever, but carrying the 90 gold single-use item will definitely secure you here. Okay? Always carry dust. Do not rely on your supports for it. You need to ensure that anytime there's a hero that like a Ricky or Sand King, you got to be there. By the way, you have 0 points at Bulwark. I dislike that. Arena's going to be used. You found the IO. He's stuck in the arena. And they want more. He does not have Chrono. So you can fight on this guy. Oh, but the silence. Time walk in 3 seconds. I don't think that there's anything that you can do. The epicenter's being channeled. I can see it in the background. He does get in on the burrow strike on you. You spear him away. Moonlight's now going to be used. Ember is just like using all of his remnants trying to find this Faceless Void, but probably not the one you want. Oh, he found him when he walks out into the sentry. The silencer's a little in a bad position. He does get killed here. Yeah, Puck is there with a clutch silence. Made sure that nothing happened, but they didn't get the Faceless Void, which is the juicier target. Arrow's just going to completely miss here. You should turn this into a T1 tower. You've got a nice little rotation here. And you've got all 5. Okay, this is what I don't like. This is what I really dislike, and I do see this at the quote-unquote, sorry, lower levels. Because you got in a kill. But why didn't you do this? Now everybody's moving around. Everybody's rotating elsewhere. Dream Coil, yeah, your tower's getting gone on. You got a nice little duel here. You got Nocturnal Hunter. And it's nighttime and he still got killed. So the prey turned into the predator there. But okay, back to this one. When you have all 5, at this point, yeah, probably one person might have TP'd in the mid lane just to kind of protect the T1, which, by the way, can be denied. But you should have taken this into taking an objective. Okay, I talk a lot about these gaps that are available, and if you're looking at what happened from the last game that we just saw in terms of the ranked immortal game versus this game, right? You saw that the ranked guys, anytime there was an opening, like the troll below, you know, bottom T1 was just taking it out whenever it was possible. They want a team fight, they turned it into a tower, right? You need to think of yourself in the same way, right? What you're doing right now is that, yeah, you got that kill or whatever. The Faceless Void had actually TP'd away. So technically, there could only be 3 heroes when you have 5. It's a numbers advantage. You had your creep wave there, and you let the T1 stand. This is how you throw the game, literally. And you're actually losing the game because of this, right? You had a tremendous advantage. You were destroying the lane. You're still top of the net worth lead, but you haven't gotten any kills. You haven't even taken the T1. And to be honest, as an off-lane player, what will help you more is if you push your lane. Fuck everything else, even to the past the T2. This oh my gosh, the arena used for nothing. Oh my gosh. For shame, for shame. The shackle up on the Puck, who's gonna get going on here. No real way to kind of save him, and the Chrono catches you out. All 3 does catch out the Sand King as well, and the tether's there, the overcharge, and that's gonna look to turn into a disaster. The Sandstorm, yeah, you've got the little slight, but it looks like you're gonna need to Delta split on away, and you turned it into a disaster. 4 down for 1. I feel the momentum changing. I feel the fact that did not provide. I mean, you had the space. You were definitely winning the lane. This Faceless Void was nothing, right? He was a melee creep. But The fact that you didn't take these towers and constantly push through and started throwing and getting out of position is why you're losing here. 100%. Right? If you take the top lane, and as an offlaner, you really need to just put your head down, focus on in, and get yourself into the, like, that provides a lot more space. Yeah, nice little shackle here. Throw strike. Puck is going to go down. And this is the struggle of a Puck 5 because he has no items, no blink, no real way to... I mean, yeah, he orbs on in, gets the silence, but then what? Then he's dead, right? Because he has no get out of jail free card. This is looking rough. This is looking rough. Okay. So I'm just going to call it. I think you lose. I think you lose because you didn't take advantage of that space that you had. Yeah. But, okay, you should not really be diving here unless you have a tremendous numbers advantage. I look at towers as an extra player, okay? If there's one other hero in a tower, that's 2 people. You and the Ember were there. I don't care how farmed you are, right? You still need to respect the fact that there's a tower there. And it's a 2-on-2, right? If you're going to play basketball and you're playing 2-on-2, okay, nice Dream Coil here that kicks out the silencer. LC, duel, faces void. Okay, we can probably slow this down a little bit. Chrono is going to be used. The focus fire, perfect position. This is perfect. I mean, the Sand King sucks for that guy. The fact that he's stuck on in. Oh, he gets Spirit on away, and he actually survives because of that. The puck went in for this, but, that's so bad. All right. Sleight of Fist one other time. You got the Silencer and the Sand King, which is great. And, yeah, you got to watch your spears. This is a positioning thing. Like, nice arrow. Connects on in. Relocate there. Actually didn't bring out his buddy. And he's going to just time walk away. No shackle there. Okay, but if you're going to spear somebody, you got to take the extra step. Ooh, he blinks up forward. Nice spear there. Mars, you die. Okay, okay. Getting a little low. You got to be a little careful. No mana on this Ember. He gets killed as well. Oh, the arrow actually does not connect. The LC is going to have to run. Yeah. Got the nice little shackle there, and that's going to be a dead Mirana. Okay, here's another reason why you lose, is that you went blink, he went blink. That's literally 4,500 gold of no stats, right? So if we're talking net worth, you can't fight better, right? You need stats to win at the end of the game, right? And this is, I hope that you learn going utility would have saved you way more. You didn't even need the blink. I understand that the guide that I requested or recommended said that you go Vlad's blink, but in this case, you probably should have gone Vlad's and then like a Crimson or some sort of other utility to make yourself even tankier. Because what you need is that survivability, and then let the LC, who in my opinion did not need blink, needed to go like a first damage item first. Because once he had the damage, then he can start getting kills. And then he can kind of snowball off that, and the blink gets way easier to get to. Right? The fact that we're in 22 minutes, and this is your carry LC, he's only got 20 dual damage to his name. Not great. You got the arena, and poor old Silencer me gets killed here. Okay. So you got the kill, but... Alright, hang on, let me catch up on some of your chat that you're doing. Ever scared away, then I use the arena, cut the trees to get vision. Yeah, but without knowing, it's blind. And as you saw, you really needed that arena for the team fight that was going to happen. Because if there were all 4 or whatever, you might have been able to save... I mean, you might not have been able to save yourself, but you might have been able to save the Ember, which at the end of the day is more important, more valuable than you are. Right? I understand that it doesn't look that way in terms of this net worth. But he's going all in, and he really doesn't have the items to be going in like that. Because he's not... He's actually behind the Wind Ranger and the Faceless Void. So if he gets caught out, if there's ever an advantage, a numbers advantage for the enemy team, they're going to make you pay. Right? Alright. By the way, even Halberd first. Like, I think Vlad's probably was the way to go. Halberd is actually super good in this game. Because again, Faceless Void and the Chrono and the Focus Fire. All of that stuff you can kind of mitigate. Very good item choice, but again, I don't like the blink first. LC's been looking to farm, and if you want to farm like this, play an actual carry who can farm, right? Who wants to farm? Who wants to be left alone? Like, this is a playstyle thing, right? This LC, if you want to play a carry LC, you need to be making ganks, you need to be getting the duels, because that's actually how you scale, and that's how you get your damage. Right? Alright. Okay, let me get off my soapbox here, and let's just speed things up, because it looks like you're going to kind of back up here, just a little bit more farming. You're going to get halberd. Fine. Looks like smoke here, but this is a very deep smoke. Sticking around. Like, literally, if you're going to smoke here, like, you're going to assume... Okay, well, they had a sentry there. But, okay, it's just risky, because it's like... It's fine, it's fine. Sticking around. I mean, because, like, observers could be here. I know I placed one here. I placed one here. And, like, that might have caught out. Like, you don't always place one here. So... And through that all, they actually didn't get anything out of this. Everybody just smoked. But for no reason. Almost got your halberd, which is great. Okay, another thing I was kind of talking about here. Work on your spear placement. You need to get the extra step so that you... Like, you walk past the guy, you spear him, and so that you spear him back into your team. Right? As opposed to... just spearing him a further away and then putting him back into a safer spot. You're actually helping him. So, again, I understand that you're new to the hero or whatever, and you're playing fine. Just itemization and the spear placement, I think that these are some minor things that you could work on to kind of help you out. Alright, here. Puck. Oh my gosh. And Puck is going blink as well. Like, as a support player, you need support items. If you're going to play this Puck 5, and I'm fucking with you, Puck, as your name is, don't fuck with me. But you need to ensure that you play, like, if you're going to play the support, play it proper, right? Like, understand that you're not a core. Oh, nice arrow here. Atos, catching him in. Chains, and he's looking to turn this around. He turns up the DD, the arena will block it. Nice chrono. Oh, well, actually really nice for you. Dream coil, the power shot, and the faceless void, he gets on out of this, and the silence is going to end all of that. Guys are all over the place. This is a target prioritization thing, right? I feel like you guys have a lot of control. You don't have the burst, which is really what you're lacking right now on the team. Like, even Ember's kind of got the sleight of fist, which is kind of like spread the damage, so to speak. But you don't really have that, like, the focus fire target guy. Like, the LC should be, like, was there and definitely should have secured that kill. But the fact that you committed everything for it and you didn't even get the Wind Ranger is kind of speaking somewhat of the end for you guys. Like, I understand it's only 5k and you can definitely come back in this game, but you need to ensure that you're playing with less mistakes moving forward. Like, that was definitely a mistake. That was a pretty big opportunity. And the fact that, like, now look, you've backed away, and yet you don't have arena and you don't have moonlight, and you got arena up in 3 seconds. But internal timer, what is your head saying? Chrono is on cooldown and the global silence. This is a perfect time to find some sort of pickoff, right? To go after somebody, because you know they don't have those big ults, so you're guaranteed something. And again, I really dislike the fact that this LC is playing like farming style, right? It's not helpful. You got to get the gank in. Sand King's got blink and he yields on up. And Wind Ranger gets the pickoff, right? She's going to be a nuisance. She has that focus fire and that pickoff potential. But you're wasting a lot of time by not grouping up, not having your LC nearby, because he needs to get, like, if you got that gank and you know, in that river right here, okay. You could have secured that kill on the Wind Ranger and gotten dual damage out of it, right? You got to think big picture. And now Chrono is going to be back up. Global Silence is already up. And nice little play right there. Silence wasted. Perfect disengage there. Perfect disengage. Nice. Well, the Dream Coil is super aggressive here. Silence and the Chrono, that was rough. That was really rough. That was really rough. That was really rough. And now comes the duel, really late, but you got the IO, which is fine. The arena, a little late. But I don't think you expected the LC to actually come into that fight. 3 for 2. Rough fight, rough fight. Like, okay. Like, the puck went in, but then the Ember was in, right? This is the time where, again, Chrono is still available, right? So if one person is going to go in, he's going to be the bait. You gotta like have that delta split. You gotta have that spacing, proper spacing. The fact that the puck was like, oh shit, fight, let's go, like totally forgot about the chrono, right? That's unacceptable at this stage. Like you need to ensure that when you're going in, like you know the Ember or the LC is going on in, and then there's like a solo chrono. He might burst him, yeah, but maybe you have some sort of support item that can save him. You got like a Greaves or something like that. You gotta like you have Halberd to stop the Faceless Void. But you need to think of it like that so that he doesn't get that multi-man chrono, because that's what he's looking for, and he wins team fights because of that. And you guys lost that team fight because of that. Aegis has been popped. Greaves here. This is gonna be rough. Aegis is now here. Woo! Silencer getting smarter. He's stolen a lot. 34. That's actually quite a lot from the support Silencer, who's gotten ganked a lot. 7 and 4, but he's only died 4 times. Actually, seems a lot worse than that. Faces Void gets chains on up here. And BKB now on LC. Oh, nice bro strike there. Ember, I don't really like his positioning. You've got Moonlight. You're trying to run away. Okay, okay. Full out disengage there. I mean, I'm thinking cutting the creeps. Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You're cutting the creeps, which is fine. You have a decent amount of wave clear. With the orb as well. Arrow does connect. And the chrono one other time. 3-man chrono. This is so rough. The LC can't do shit against that. He gets bashed on up. Ugh. Ugh, and the arena is now going to be used. Okay, you got Wind Run, though. You have MKB and the Tether heal. Oh, is out healing your damage. And that's without the LC and the puck. To be honest, I probably would have just given up the racks. Oh, okay. Aegis popped. So you get something out of that. But think if you were a full 5-man, right? Think if you were properly spaced. You respected the amount of chrono. Like if somebody was back here, somebody was up here, that's fine. Especially when they're going up high ground. But I think that the placement or your positioning should have been all the way around, right? You need to ensure that when this chrono is up, that your spacing is proper, right? And again, I understand that you're just 1 man out of the 5, but as a team, you need to constantly harp on your team. Just be like, space, 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 provide space, right? Like that's like the biggest thing. Oh, Arena catches him out. Nice silence there, nice duel, finally, finally. He's trying to relocate, but that's super late. He should be back. And it looks like your meal is going to be takeaway. You're going to spider legs on here. Silence one at a time. Drico has now been committed. And man, he seems like he's a lot taken. Epicenter's being channeled. He brings back the Wind Ranger. No dust, no vision. Puck phases on out. He does get killed here. Let's look to turn this. The Burrow Strike one more time on the LC. Ember goes down as well. That's really no damage. And through that all, it looks like an all-out retreat here. Blink. Okay, you didn't have it here. You're going to get focus fired. Halberd used. You didn't have a TP. Because I was thinking you had one chance where you might have been able to Halberd TP on away. But you didn't carry a TP with you. And this is a cardinal sin I have. Or a cardinal sin that you have. Okay, look. All Dota players must carry at least 3 TPs. I say 3 just so that you're always making sure that you always have at least 1. There are times that you don't. I get it. But 3, you need to constantly think of 3 being that magic number. Get the Costco special. Ensure that you have a TP, because that could have saved your life. The duel on in. Oh, and he's right outside the chrono. The silence. Oh, but the tether is just too much, and that's going to be all she wrote. There's no way you come back from this game. 16k. Literally no buyback. And to be honest, they could just end it. They could just end it. But no, they're going to play super safe. This is one of those things where, as the Faceless Void, if I was that guy, I would start on T4s just to kind of ask the question, do you have buyback? And instead, because of this, we're going to waste 15 minutes, right? This is, again, something that comes out in not knowing. Okay, you've got the arena as well, so you're going to just kind of slow them down. Obviously, look at these little creeps bashing on the arena. Let me in. I have a ticket. What is this Wind Ranger doing? And another way to kind of throw, so to speak, the relocate will just kind of save him out for now. And yes, this is my last replay of the day. This is the second one. And yes, I will be up for some Dotes after this. But, okay. Nice little duel. Coming back on the IO who had to relocate solo by himself. Actually, the relocate out was a poor decision. Yeah, you say the Wind Ranger, but you really didn't need to do that because he had his way out. Arrow from downtown connects. You found him. You're going to turn this. The BKB's been turned on up. And what you thought was an ambush was actually turned around. And you got Moonlight. You're fine for now. You're slowly ticking away. And you die. I think you might have clicked a button. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, you were spouted out. Or DOT. Still. You got killed there. To be honest, I don't know why you waited. Because you need to stack the stun. The stack of the arrow plus the spear in might have been enough silence or stun. Oh my gosh, that was a terrible duel. You killed the faceless though. Look at this guy. He's gonna be the MVP because you didn't close out the game. You let this guy survive for so long. He's got 50 freaking intel. Support silencer. I think this is a position 4 silencer. That legit, you made him he's like Albert Einstein. Like, his head is so big right now. He's having a hard time moving. Like, legit. Arrow connects on. Oh, triple remnant. They really want this Nocturnal Hunter. But yeah, I don't think you can come back from this game. I don't see it. Battle Fury, Maelstrom. Okay, you're going for like the right clicking style. This is like an old school Ember. It works. But yeah, I think that we're gonna go to you're chilling in Roche. You're gonna get BKB up next. But okay, coming back to your laning. If you went those proper items, if you went the Vlads and the Crimson style, and you kind of got through it. Oh shit, lovers in the Roshan cave. He finds you. He sees you. He's sticking around. You're looking to turn this. Shadowblade turns on up. Moonlight. They do have a sentry, though. Yeah. Super risky. You're fine. Oh! Oh, the Ember. Hang on. This silencer is doing work. Hang on. I can't even find the silencer. Okay, 244. It seems like it was more than that, but... BKB is looking to go for this somebody. That's a waste of a BKB charge, nonetheless. Just as quickly as she went in, she's out. She's got spider legs, arrow, not gonna miss, or not gonna hit. DD top if it matters, but this is your last bastion. Top racks. But yeah, I don't think there's any way you can come back from this game. This is the style where, look, yo mate, you're winning your lane, right? Most people can't win, or they have a hard time. Like, I feel like if you have... Hang on, let me just finish this. Duel on up to silence the chrono, just locking in the LC, and the LC dies, and Faceless Void just blink. Oh my god, that was... Alright, nonetheless. Rod of Atos, locking him in. You got Megas, and yeah, I guess you can kind of dive if you want to here. Moonlight, oh my gosh, this Wind Ranger. Wind Run's obviously there. Arrow, gonna be missed. Buyback from the Faceless, because it's a matter of ending the game. But okay, Atos here, arrow, nice little combination. And he's looking to turn this around. Silence is like, oh, you want to go in me? Let's go. 58. Look at that big brain play, just because of the fact that he's so smart. 58 last hits. He's got Silver Edge. He could have gotten out of that anytime, especially since Zamorano was looking to man fight this. He's thinking, oh, support on support action. It's like, nah. But this silencer is super smart. Relocate, just back. But Megas are coming, and this LC's actually struggling to kind of deal with this. He's got to kill all the bugs. The last sliver of health for the T4. Even IO's like, all right, I don't even care. He's a Heart Greaves. Oh my good god. Aeon Disc on this poor old Puck 5, which is not good, by the way. Windrunner just moving on in. TP on through. Why not? Epicenter's being channeled. Yule's on up, keeping him alive for now. You should be fine. And that's going to be the Aegis. Sorry, the Ancient. And that's going to be GG. GG. Alright, okay. Windows Phone User. Okay. I have some good news and I have some bad news. Okay? Bad news is your itemization obviously needs a little work, right? But this is not one of those things where you struggle in the early stages. I feel like your early game is actually really good. And to be honest, even when you're learning like chess or other games, or, you know, the early game is the most important thing, because the early game sets you up for the mid game and mid game into the late game. Okay? Early game is not a problem for you. Okay? You and I are different in the sense where I feel like my worst part of my game is the early phase, right? Because the laning mechanics, all that stuff. But you actually have good mechanics. You will rise solely based on that. But what will help you even further is if you get the right items. Okay? If you decide to be, because you had blink, but then let's look at this graph, right? Items. Look at this gap. Look at this gap. This massive gap here. 6 minutes and 44 seconds. You were literally balling. You were destroying him. Faceless Void was not even in the lane. But because of this giant gap, where then, even at this point, you're not able to fight because you don't have any stats. You're still same old Mars from 6 minutes ago. Right? So for you, if you get some, the mid-game, mid-tier items, like a drums, Vlad's, I think is amazing for you because it's, it got the utility. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong hero. From here to here. From 7 minutes to 12 minutes, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Saz. I just noticed it now, all right? Thank you, Dad. Get out of my face. Anyways, but you get Vlad's here because it will help you scale. And literally, once you have these mid-tier items, you become so tanky that no one can fight with you. You literally stay in your lane until you're high ground. You just completely dominate that lane. Provide a lot of space for the LC to get that farm so that this gap doesn't happen. And again, he's another story, but he's very similar to you in the sense that both of you guys needed to get some tier items here, mid-tier items. And that will help you scale further. And once you start getting a couple kills, you get some damage, then you can get the blink in later. Okay? Once you do that, I swear to God, dude, you will rise. Because your mechanics are good, you'll be fine. Okay? So I hope you appreciate or you like what I'm doing. Please give a like and subscribe on my YouTube. And again, I do this every Monday through Thursdays, 1 to 4 on my Twitch. Feel free to follow and subscribe, and I can speak. Holler TV, my name is Holler, and I hope you like what I do, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much. All right. Oops. Gotta hit